UFC 324 Paddy Pimblett versus Justin Gaethje has come to a close as of last night, and this was an amazing card. We had a lot of finishes, a lot of fun decisions, and a lot of cool moments. And Twitter is definitely blowing up right now. A lot of fighters are talking their smack about Paddy Pimblett, so I figure we go ahead and get into this video, just recap the fights, our picks. And yeah, we're gonna go ahead and start with the early prelim opener of Adam Fugit versus Ty Miller. I predicted Ty Miller via like round 1, round 2 KO. And he got it done. Fugit always pretty much looks like a victim out there, and Ty Miller made it no different here. Put it on him, got him out of there with just a second to go in the first round. So props to him. Excited to see what happens. But we move on to the next fight, which was much more entertaining in terms of what happened. Josh Hokett versus Denzel Freeman. Now, these are both big boys. We expected them to kind of swing and be competitive, but no. Josh Hokett immediately getting the takedown, kind of just throwing Freeman around with like a grab on his hip. Hitting him with ground and pound shots, and eventually when they were standing up, he was just landing better shots on Freeman, and Freeman was gassing in round 1 already, despite being in relatively good shape for heavyweight, and Hokett continues to put it on him right at the end of the round. Freeman backs up, just kind of in a moment of desperation. Hokett flicks him off, and Freeman sinks to the floor and quits, and the ref calls it there. Absolutely insane. We've never seen a middle finger KO before. This was legendary from Josh Hokett. I'm excited to see what comes in his future fights. He actually might be good for the heavyweight division. He cut a nasty, mean promo after this fight. It was hilarious, calling out Chael, calling out Waldo Cortez Acosta, like great things. This is what we need in the UFC, and this is what we need at heavyweight. So great win for Josh Hokett. I mean, he got my respect with that one. We're going to move on to I guess they go early prelims and then prelims. I saw something about them changing. Alex Perez versus Charles Johnson. I got this wrong. I predicted Charles Johnson, being the crafty vet that he was with the win over the current champion Joshua Van, that he would probably have it in the bag, and he was looking good initially, but Perez started to get going. I want to say they were just having an exchange, and he got him with a good, solid like right hand or something, like dropped him good. I'm having a hard time remembering this fight too well. But all I know is he got a nasty finish in round 1. I mean, put Charles on his ass. He got back up. They were scrapping, but he was just wobbling around for 2 minutes straight on the back foot. And then he gets dropped face first again, pretty bad. Wasn't out, but it's enough to call a stoppage. So he was pissed, but dude, you're backpedaling for 2 minutes straight, falling over every 5 seconds. Like, you're gonna lose. So props to Alex Perez getting a win there. I mean, that was crafty as shit. Charles Johnson might no longer be the gatekeeper of 125, but we'll see what comes for Johnson again. Great win for Alex Perez. Didn't expect him to get a KO there. You know, he definitely beat the odds, but great win for him nonetheless. We move on to another pick I got wrong. Nikita Krylov versus Modestas Bukauskas. Nikita Krylov packed his chin for this one. In Nikita Krylov's last fight against Dominic Reyes, he got chinned out cold. Now, I guess I underestimated Dominic, but I thought Modestas was explosive and active and young enough to get it done. But no, they went tit for tat the entire fight. No real big moments. And then right at the end there, Krylov they both committed to an exchange, and Krylov landed like a clubbing overhand right that spun Modestas Bukauskas' jaw. And he got dropped. And then with the ground and pound, he went face first, limp into the canvas. And it was an amazing win by Nikita Krylov. Happy to see him get a KO. Back in the mix at 205. We'll see what happens. Yeah, I guess he just got his chin back. But great for him. I wonder what they're going to do with him now. He just beat a young up-and-comer like Modestas Bukauskas. They're just going to throw him to the wolves again like they had before. But again, great winner, Nikita Krylov. That makes us, 2-2 on the card so far. We move on to the third fight. Teba Gautier versus Andre Pulev. Now, we predicted Teba Gautier. And we got this right. But we need to talk about this. Minus 1,000. Now, I understand Pulev's just crafty. He was moving around the outside. He was landing his own. He was kicking, jabbing. But Ateba needs to learn how to cut off his opponent. Half the fight was Ateba just walking. Just walking all stocky. You know what I mean? Like, dude, cut off your opponent. He's just circling. He's just going laterally around you. Cut him off. Hit him with a nasty overhand right. Then to the body. Back him up against the cage. Force him into the corner of the cage to where he can't circle out as well. And put some mustard on him, put some pepper on him. That's what we want to see. And it just felt like Ateba definitely under-delivered. He said that he wanted to get the finish, and he'll do better next time. But, it is what it is. Pulev's a crafty guy. I guess you can win by kind of backpedaling the whole time. But it's still a good win by Teba Gautier nonetheless. This was the first fight to not go to a finish. Could you believe it or not, with a name like Teba Gautier on it? So that's what kind of made it a bit sour of a taste in my mouth. That this fight was the one that went to a decision. But by the time I got the win, we predicted it. 3-2 on the card. Not terrible. We move on to Umar Nurmagomedov versus Davidson Figueiredo. I picked Umar Nurmagomedov, so we got this right with 4-2 on the card. It was pretty much as I said. Nurmagomedov is just gonna dominate the ground, stand up striking. I mean, Figgy looked decent in moments, but just kept getting beat to the punch, kept getting beat to the takedown. He stuffed a few, but it was still a very good performance from Umar Nurmagomedov. I've been seeing a lot of people on Twitter, whether trolling or genuine, mean like, "Hey, that's not a title shot worthy performance, dude. You just went the decision with Figgy. Corey Sandhagen just finished him. The guy that you went to a decision with. Like, he can be kind of a decision merchant, Umar." So I'm seeing people say, I don't know if that was a title shot worthy performance, and I kind of agree. But Umar isn't really talking about a title shot. He's literally just chasing Merab, and he'll probably get that Merab matchup based on the co-main event results. But we'll get there. We'll move on. So great one for Umar Nurmagomedov. Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. Now, I predicted Gene Silva. Actually, wait, hold on. With the Umar win, I think we're wait, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2. Yeah, Arnold Allen versus Gene Silva. I predicted Gene Silva to win, probably by finish, but he got it done by decision. So we'll take that. What is it? 5-2. No, this was a close fight though. Arnold Allen was in there. He was landing on Silva. Silva looked human. For the first time after the Lopez fight, like he wasn't winning every exchange. He was getting hit by jabs. He was visibly hurt by some things, not like wobbled, but he was still throwing caution in the wind, hitting Allen with big shots. Allen, he'd get rocked, he'd get wobbled, but he'd stay in there and he'd fight his own. Right at the end there, I didn't appreciate Gene Silva jumping off Arnold Allen's back. I mean, he's just trying to win over fans, but that's like, it's childish, dude. It's like every fight he does some bullshit, and it's cool to do some bullshit, but if that's what you do every fight, it's just annoying. Like, it's not fun. It's just like, oh, there's gonna be a finish, but we gotta deal with this fucking 12-year-old just going like, ugh, for a minute straight trying to set up his aura because his fans are fucking idiots. You can tell I like Arnold Allen, but I predicted Gene Silva to win, so it was a good win for him. He in no way deserves a title shot off of that. Diego Lopez whooped that ass, belt to ass, left him looking like a Fortnite impulse grenade with all the dents in his head. So he's got more to do. He's got another win to get. Arnold Allen, it sucks, dude. He probably broke his hand yet again. I'm a huge Arnold Allen fan, but it just doesn't seem like he has what it takes to break into the championship, era. He couldn't hang with Max that well. And he's losing to guys like Gene Silva. You'll have to forgive me. I recorded this at 7 in the morning. I was supposed to go to work, but it's snowing and I'm not backing down my driveway and skidding. We move on to Natalia Silva versus Rose Namajunas. Now, I predicted this, got it right. I think that puts us at 7-2 on the card. Natalia Silva, 3 rounds women MMA fight. Grappling when it's needed, slick striking on the back foot, and I don't care if people are saying robbery. I just don't. It was a close fight. I mean, Natalia Silva was definitely landing better. In my opinion, you could argue that the things that Rose were doing could have won her the moments, but I don't know. When you look at it in terms of prospect, if it's a close fight, they're going to give it to the up-and-comer rather than the old dog, especially WMMA, because they don't bring much to the sport. But yeah, still a great win for Natalia Silva. It was what it was. Robbery or not, Natalia Silva was probably going to win that anyway. Move on to, this was entertaining, Waldo Cortez Acosta versus Derek Lewis. I said this would be like the fight of the night. I was kind of wrong. This under-delivered a little bit. Lewis definitely is like a 1-2 merchant. We've kind of known this for a bit, and Waldo's not going to play into that game, so they were kind of just at range for the longest, landing shitty, jabs and twos in the exchanges. Waldo was popping the jabs, snapping Lewis's head back. He was doing really good there. Waldo's very good, but there's levels to the heavyweight division. But eventually Waldo, Lewis charges forward. Waldo punches him, and Lewis just kind of slips. He didn't get knocked down. He just kind of slips like under his own fat ass. Pulls guard, lets Acosta just knee cut past like it's free. And then Lewis immediately curls up in a ball and takes the TKO. He didn't really want to be there. He has no grappling. Like, it is what it is. But a good win for Waldo Cortez Acosta nonetheless. It kind of just shows how Waldo Cortez Acosta can finish all of these guys at heavyweight, and there's still Pavlovich above him, Volkov above him, Gane above him, Aspinall above him. He's still got quite a bit of ways to go if he ever wants to be a champion. I don't care that his whole pirate thing that he's trying to go out after Tom with. I don't know if he beats Tom truly, but he'll probably beat. I could see him being a heavyweight gatekeeper for the longest time, because if he couldn't beat Pavlovich, I don't see him beating any of the top 4 guys. He might be the 5th guy. He won't beat any of the 4 above him. But Still a good win for Waldo Cortez Acosta nonetheless. Excited to see who they put him up against. And yeah, Derek, I thought he should have retired there and then. I mean, he's taking quite a few chinnings. He doesn't have it, but maybe he'll stick around, chin an up and coming fat guy, and make a good paycheck off it. So we move on to the co-main event. Sean O'Malley versus Song Yadong. Now, I thought Sean O'Malley won this. This was not a robbery. Rounds 1 and 3 were O'Malley enough. We'll go ahead and break them down for you. So, round 1, Song lands these takedowns, but they're small takedowns. They don't get much off. And I understand that of the total strikes, Song edges him out just a little bit. 69 old wave versus 6'7 new wave. But when you look at the significant strikes, O'Malley put, I mean, what is that, 12 more? He put 25% more of the output that Song Yadong did. And they were good shots. I mean, they were hitting Yadong clean. He was throwing knees up the middle that were landing. I mean, it was a good round 1. Round 2, obviously, I was reading those stats wrong. He even outlanded him more there. Don't listen to me. Round 2 is where I think you could have given it to Song. He landed 2 takedowns and outstruck O'Malley on the feet. He was looking good there, but I think in that round, his nose was starting to get busted up pretty bad, more than just like a one-off jab. Like, the more a guy hit, like, there was blood, like, kind of collecting around his face. If he, like, had a clinch with O'Malley, you saw blood fling onto O'Malley. But then round 3, O'Malley comes out and absolutely negates all the takedowns of Song Yadong and puts a beating on him. I mean, in terms of, like, the numbers, obviously there wasn't an insane amount of damage, but with the blood, he doubled his strike output. I think O'Malley clearly won round 3, and when you look at it on paper, this takedown was at the last second of the fight, did nothing for the fight. He landed no ground and pound with it. In overall movement and shot choice, I give Sean O'Malley round 1. So it was a close fight for sure, but I don't think you can cry robbery here. I gave it to Sean O'Malley rounds 1 and 3, unanimous decision, 29-28. Let me know in the comments if you thought differently, but I think O'Malley was landing good in round 1. He was landing good in round 3. He just had a tough round 2. Tis all. They're probably going to do him versus Peter, which lets Umar fight Merab again. So that kind of works out the 35 division, but we'll see what they do. That I think they're 100% going to give O'Malley another undeserved title shot. But I'm here for it. You know what I mean? I think Jan won that first fight, and I think Jan is going to beat the piss out of O'Malley if they rematch. He's levels above him now, and O'Malley's frail. So I'm excited to see that fight. We'll go ahead and move on to the main event of Justin Gaethje versus Paddy Pimblett. I got this wrong. I haven't even been. Hold on. I was what? Sorry, I'm just gonna count. I want to know like my picks. What are we at? 2-0, 2-2, 3-2, 4-2, 5-2, 6-2, 7-2, 8-2 on the card. That's not bad. I picked Paddy. I was wrong. But Scousers don't get knocked out. I thought Gaethje hadn't looked the best in recent time. I thought he'd taken a lot of damage against Max. In the Fiziev fight, he just didn't look like the same. But yeah, man, I was wrong. He's a lot more durable than I gave him credit for. Obviously, it's Gaethje, but he seems to get hurt pretty easily in these big name fights like Poirier, Chandler, even like that. Well, probably just because it's a rock'em sock'em. But Pimblett was trying to be technical here, and if you're technical, you can beat a brawler, but a brawler can beat a technical guy. Like, he can just be doing too much for his style and kind of overwhelm him. And I think that's exactly what happened. I mean, just systematically throughout the rounds. I think Paddy won one round. It might have been round 1. No, he got knocked down twice. Yeah, I don't even know. Like, it was just full steam ahead for Justin Gaethje. I mean, he was outlanding Pimblett in all the moments. He dropped him in like round 2 with a nasty uppercut. I do have to say the eye pokes affected the outcome of the fight substantially. The first eye poke, it was what it was. It was a warning. But the second one, Justin Gaethje got no point taken. The eye poke was in the middle of exchange, forced Paddy to shell up and take the most damage of the fight, including the cut over his eye at the end of round 2. So I don't really like that part of the fight. It kind of takes the joy of the fight from us because it was an eye poke that led to a devastating amount of damage from Justin Gaethje that kind of just put Paddy Pimblett out for the rest of the fight. I feel like Paddy was doing all right in there. He was landing good, obviously. His form is fucking atrocious. Illy's eating good at night, knowing that this is what he has to come back to. Maybe they'll do Arman versus Gaethje. Probably not, but yeah, man, Pimblett just wasn't ready enough. He didn't go for any of his grappling. I don't understand what the game plan there was. We'll probably see him talk about it in coming days. Didn't go for the grappling at all until the later rounds when he was already gassed. Tried to strike with Gaethje and just constantly left his chin hanging up in the air. I mean, I'm surprised he didn't get chin. I think any other man would have gone out. He was getting his jaw spun, but he does have good momentum. Like, when he sees a shot coming, just kind of going with it. Like, his chin will still get like pinged, but like his head was already going that way. So like the snap of the neck that jiggles the brain isn't as bad as it would be if the guy was just stiff necked and got put out cold. But 5 round domination pretty much. I mean, on the feet, Gaethje still had moments of like getting hurt, and Patty had moments of putting damage on him and getting a good sequence. But Gaethje always got his momentum swung back his way and was just winning, dude. He was putting it on Patty. It is what it is. But guys just don't get knocked out. A great showing for Justin Gaethje. We really thought that was going to be the end for him. Patty Pimblett will be back though, dude. I mean, to hang with a guy like Gaethje when Gaethje's looked that good, hitting almost a second prime and dealing with what he did, I think he gets chinned by Ilya. But I think if Patty refines a lot, like fine tunes things a lot at the championship level, he could obviously be back for another shot there against Ilya or whoever's holding it at that time. I don't know who else he really loses to in the division outside of like Arman and Temporia. He's shown to be good against guys that we thought that would beat him, but great one for Justin Gaethje. That's all I got to say. This was a great year. This was a great card to start off the year. It kind of sucks that we had some fight cancellations. We had that KO streak going that was really hype, and then it ended. But still a great time. A great way to start 2026. This was an amazing card, an amazing main event, potential fight of the year, and the first main event of the year. The first 3, 4 fights of 2026 were all KO, so that makes me happy. That makes me hopeful. And we're doing it again next week. Yeah, man. Let me know how many y'all got right and wrong. I went 8-2 on the card. Looking back, I think it was still a 50-50 to take Pimblett. I don't think it was a dumb decision. Like when he was losing, I was like, dude, it's Justin fucking Gaethje. What was I thinking? But Pimblett's looked good, man. My argument still stands. Gaethje was just that guy. But yeah, if you like my content, like this video, let me know in the comments below. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Again, apologies for the lethargicness. It's 7 in the morning. But yeah, I hope you didn't lose too much money on this fight. I saw someone won like 3/4 of a mil on Patty Pimblett losing. So good stuff for him. But see ya.